Your position is legally insufficient and irrelevant to anything that we have to do right now. Am I clear? Thank you. Are the people ready to
waive opening with what consent? What was that? You said with my consent. I didn't consent. What was that?
This is Andrea's fault. I haven't seen it, but it looks promising.
I just asked some clarification.
You're not required to give an opening at preliminary examination, but if you'd like to, Ms. Lundy.
I do not choose to give an opening.
All right, very good. Thank you.
Michigan Rule of Evidence 615. I do have to, I am at my request to ask the other officers that will be giving testimony against me. I asked that they leave the room.
Are you making a motion to sequester
Yes.
in your response to the people?
No, Your Honor.
All right, witnesses that will testify are hereby ordered sequestered. Thank you.
That's
I
actually
wasn't clear
reasonable.
on what rule that was.
The first
Sorry,
reasonable
but-
thing I've ever heard him say.
Thank you.
But I got what he was getting at.
Playing if
Any
it's admitted.
objection to its admission?
I object to we don't need to play the video. I would rather-
Whether we need to play it. What is your objection?
My objection is I would like to finish hearing the testimony before we play the series of events that Mr. Tyson has already had time to review himself.
Would the court like to respond?
Objection is overruled. You may go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. And is the exhibit admitted?
Yes.
Object, what is the relevance? Why are we playing?
What do you mean? What's your objection? You're saying that what's contained on the video isn't relevant? Hold on, can you?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
No,
It just started.
what is
sorry.
your,
What is the relevance for Officer Tyson's testimony for this video? What? is
he
it?
has to lay the foundation regarding the video, which they've done. I've admitted it. If your objection is as to relevance, clearly what occurred that day is absolutely relevant, and central to its issue in this case. So your objection to relevance is overruled. Ms. Lundy, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
He's messing with the wrong hombres
Officer
there.
Tyson, at any time did you give the defendant permission to assault you? Did you at any time give the defendant permission to kick his leg back into your crotch?
Objection, I didn't see any physical harm.
I heard the testimony.
What was that?
What's your objection?
I object, we watched the video and you're trying to lay that there's evidence of harm. I've seen no harm. We watched it and not once was.
What is your objection?
Huh?
Your
Perjury, that's my objection.
perjury? Seriously?
Yeah.
Overruled. Go ahead.
You're trying to confirm that it happened based off the video and.
Hold it. No, Mr. Magoo, here's how it works. You don't address the prosecutor at all. You address the court.
But she was the trier of the case, Your Honor. You're the trier of facts.
I don't know what you're talking about. What I have just instructed you is you will not address the prosecutor directly. Is there anything unclear about what I just said?
Yeah, fundamentally, I thought that you're the trier of the facts, Your Honor.
Is there anything unclear with what I have just said?
I'll try to understand what you're saying here. I'll try to avoid that.
Is there anything unclear about what I have just said? I'm going to give you one more shot to answer that. I need an answer, Mr.
Your Honor. You're telling me I'm not.
Thank you, Mr. Anderson. We're not to address the prosecutor. If you need to address the prosecutor, Commissioner Magoo, you can ask the court prior to your addressing, because I'm not going to have your behavior toward anybody in this courtroom. Understood?
I understand that, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Lundy, anything further?
Ask the witness.
Cross-examination. Cross-examination.
Oh boy, here we go. He doesn't know. He does not even know what this means.
Hey, good afternoon, sir. Can you state your name and badge number for the record, please? Just
Thank you.
for my end. 95, thank you. What was your assignment on October 11th? Approximately 2:50 in the morning.
We're dispatched, like I said, to Michigan Avenue, running the fight.
And at that time, when you showed up to the, where did you, it was a parking lot? Public parking lot? Okay. What was the point of moving me out of the way? Okay. So at which point in time did you decide that the handcuffs?
We have to get control of somebody's hand.
Okay. So was I under arrest at this time? Just detained. Okay. During this time, did you guys ask for any permission to search me?
We don't have to ask for permission to search. Should be in the hangar at that point. Squad car has to be searched. For possible.
Do you know under what grounds that is?
Yes,
Is that
that is
public?
absolute, what he
That's
just described is the
department?
law.
Your Honor,
He has,
there's several.
Mr. Magoo. When an officer is detaining somebody, they have the right to do a pat-down search for any contraband or weapons or anything that might harm the officer or anyone around. That
Even if the
is
arrest is
the
unlawful?
law. That is the,
I never
law.
consented to any of it.
doesn't matter.
And we still don't have a crime that I've
It
done.
doesn't matter.
We're still trying to figure out a
It
crime.
doesn't matter.
What was the probable cause to arrest me on October 11th?
I would object as to timeline, because I want to make sure it's very specific, what time.
I'll sustain that objection because I think it's vague. You can rephrase the question so you can be more specific.
Under which action made it deemed necessary to arrest me?
You weren't under arrest at that time, you were just being detained.
If you were to think about the night, the whole night, what exact
We're
moment,
obstructing our ability to investigate what's going on with your friend.
and you didn't suspect him of a crime?
That was.
So what duties were you under at that time?
Because your friend appeared to be drunk, sir.
Is being drunk illegal?
If it would be intoxicated in public like he was.
Did you charge him with a crime?
Objection relevant.
Sustained,
Trying to find a.
sustained. I don't need your response after my ruling. Next question.
You mentioned there was alcohol on the scene.
Yes.
Um, um, in that video, you heard Officer Gibbs, Sergeant Gibbs, I'm sorry. You heard him clarify that this was something different.
Yes,
Um, was it my legal obligation to leave?
Objection, your calls for the ultimate conclusions to the question.
Sustained.
Ultimate conclusion. Can you cite any legal authority that would permit a public citizen to leave a public place?
Objection as to form of the question.
Sustained.
As to what? What was it?
Form of your question.
In form of your question?
The form of your question.
The
Okay.
form
Proper.
Like, okay.
of your question.
Under what law or ordinance was I required to leave?
Same objection as to the ultimate conclusion.
I'm trying to understand why
Yeah.
the probable cause, Your Honor, as to why I was arrested.
Yeah.
I, there's still no clarity.
That's nice.
And that's what I'm trying to get at here today.
I'm
And
not through
you're
that
failing.
question. So I'll sustain the objection. You can give it another shot.
Can you define probable cause?
Objection to relevance.
Sustained.
Your Honor, the officer is infield officer. They have to be able to understand what probable cause here.
In
It-
what context are you talking from?
Your Honor, I
Your
was
question is large and vague.
to define probable cause as an arresting officer.
Is it probable cause to arrest? Probable cause in terms of this proceeding? In what context do you wish to try to
Probable,
describe?
yeah, probable cause to arrest me that night or any reasonable articulated suspicion.
May I respond?
You may.
Was I in interference of any medical emergency? Was I in what was your reason for contact with me?
I can't tell for the time.
Okay. But this time your body cam's still on. I was just told that I'm under arrest. Did you hear that?
I did.
Okay. But it wasn't for hitting you or physically harming you in any way. Is that correct?
You asked me, did I know if you kicked me? I told you from the angle I'm looking at it at, I cannot tell.
You can't tell if I kicked you, right? But you don't know from the incident. Was it on the way into the back of the vehicle? Like the back seat? Or like that's what I'm trying to pinpoint. So right now I'm still, the door just opened and I'm asking, what am I under arrest for? And we still don't have any like,
Is there a question?
Objection as to form of the question.
Sustained.
is it your belief that have I struck you at this time?
Like I said, I can't tell from this angle that you showed this.
They were dispatched for high intox
Yes,
for my friend?
yes.
Second, I will, Your Honor, with the long.
Like I said, I can't tell from this angle that you showed this video at.
Okay. Maybe now?
And I can answer that question based on that angle of the video. And I'll look.
Okay. Did you talk to anybody about your injuries?
I told Sergeant that I kicked it wrong.
You told him, okay. At what point did you tell him that?
We turned around.
You turned around? Okay. So here we are at the just about where the prosecutor left off at the 4-minute mark. Still, we have not seen any from this angle, right? There's other angles.
Objection, or is that a question?
No, it wasn't a question.
It was not.
I'm not even paying attention to his extraneous remarks. I understand.
Right there, so.
So, is it accurate to say that we can't define at which point you were kicked?
You know, I'm gonna, never mind. I'll just-
Is that true?
Based on the angle of the video from my body cam, I can't tell you exactly when it happened. I know that.
So, real quick, and I'll cut it off right there. But at that time, it is your understanding that I'm only on arrest for, what was that? He said RNO, resisting and obstruction. Back to why I didn't walk away the 5 feet. Yep, thank you. Okay, so at this time, do you find it funny?
What are you asking? Find what?
Is being kicked in the groin funny?
What's the relevancy of that
Just a
question?
general question, yeah.
No, no, he's not gonna answer that.
The thing that you,
You're not answering that question.
the fact that you think it's called growing
Um,
is hilarious. I need to tell you that right now, Magoo.
I'm trying, when the ambulance showed up, did you report these injuries to them?
Your Honor, objected. The witness has said repeatedly that he was kicked. I don't think he's ever said he was injured.
We're here on an assault charge, Your Honor.
An injury is not necessary to prove an assault.
I know.
I know you do. I'm just making the record. Excuse me, Your Honor, I apologize.
No, it's okay. I got it. So what is your question?
Did you
Did you
report
receive
these?
medical attention for being kicked?
No, sir.
All right, very good. Go on, move on.
Did you at any point tell any medical professional?
Your Honor,
That
object.
would be medical attention.
No, not if.
Yes, it would be, because you would have to report it for it to happen. He's answered that question. Next question.
I just want to play this moment here. This is same camera.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, this appears to be in a medical.
What is this? What am I going to watch? Give me a
This-
proffer.
What is it? Give you what?
Tell me what I'm gonna see.
You're gonna see Officer Tyson confess that he was joking about what he said
About what he said about what?
about me striking him.
Okay.
It's the one that that's his phone number. Yes, sir, that's just my way of not having the right 734. Yes, sir. Check with that.
Wait, Your Honor, can we pause, please?
Pause it.
This is information not relevant to this defendant. This is a separate person's name and date of birth now that's being put out, is not relevant to this. He has privacy rights that I did not play any portion of the video revolving him specifically to respect his rights and not be a part of this. He doesn't have to be. So I'm objecting to the playing of this. If we could get to the point of whatever the defendant is trying to put before the court, I'd really appreciate it.
It's coming right here, Your Honor.
Well,
And I would argue that Jacob Spalding would be a key central figure since he's the reason I was detained in the first place.
yes, but that doesn't mean he's giving consent to have all of his stuff put out there. What are you, so where's the part about him joking?
He quite literally says it, Your Honor. And I have certified records that have been transcribed from the mission
Tried by whom?
by a certified Michigan court transcriber, but nevertheless, he's.
Well, if you're
he says it.
saying you have something that says that, because I did not hear that. So if you say have something that says, no, do not play over me when I'm talking. Stop, cut him off. No, we're not doing it that way, Mr. Magoo. You're playing by this court's rules. Plain and simple.
I'm trying to, Your Honor.
No, you're not. You're
Promise.
trying to play by your own rules.
Oh.
And it's not gonna, do not shake your head at me, because it's not gonna happen. I'm letting you know that now. Now, if you're claiming you have some certified transcript, where is it? And has it been turned over to the people?
It'll be submitted after I have a digital copy of it.
Have you submitted it to the people before
I
today?
just got it. No, just got it. Same video.
Well, then you're screwed.
I don't even know how you're gonna, I don't even know how that gets in, but I'm not even gonna worry about that at this point. Go
Did you
ahead,
hear what was said?
continue with your questioning.
Did you hear the part where you said you were just joking? I'll be wrapping up right here, you know. I just want to clarify. In your opinion, what what justified the search and detainment of me that day?
Resisting and obstructing. He gave you directives to walk away, you did not.
To the gentleman that went away in the vehicle. Of obstruction. I was obstructing your medical evaluation. Because you at no point, you admitted that you had no point to plan on charging him with a crime. You guys were doing a great thing out there. You guys were helping him out. You guys were making sure.
Are
he
you,
was-
is there a question?
I'm
in-
trying to clarify.
No, is there a question?
Yeah. At what point do your medical evaluation supersedes my personal rights to public space?
I'm objecting.
Hey.
That's the relevant form.
Yeah, the form of the question, and that calls for a legal conclusion. So I'm gonna sustain the objection.
Is there any witnesses? Did you guys get any witnesses on the scene
To what?
to all these crimes that I'm charged with? Is there anybody else on the scene that you guys talked to that put me on any kind of crime? What crime do you think I'm guilty of?
Oh my gosh, objection.
Sustained. Sustained.
I don't speak legalese, Your Honor. I'm really trying over here.
Again, I don't need your satire. Just next question.
Did you at any time read me my Miranda rights? Before your arrest, you did not read me my Miranda rights.
I'm happy to read you. If I'm gonna ask you questions, I have questions about it.
No more questions, Your Honor.
Any redirect?
No, Your Honor, this was speaks.
Yeah, all right, your excuse, sir. Thank you. How many more witnesses do you have, Miss Lundy?
One,
One? Okay, I'm
Oh,
gonna take
no.
about a 10-minute break because I'm gonna need it, and then you can call your next witness. Court's gonna stand in recess.
All rise.
additional witnesses, people rest.
All right. Any witnesses for the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, do you have a motion?
Yes, sir. At this time, people move for bind over on a single count of assaulting, resisting, or obstructing Darnell Tyson. Will reserve any further argument for rebuttal.
Respond.
That's you,
The
Magoo.
sergeant's name was Sergeant Griggs, wasn't it?
Gibbs,
Gibbs.
GIBB, ultimate boy S.
Yeah,
But, why are we not, hearing the testimony of the other witnesses?
I'm sorry.
I was asking why we're not hearing the testimony. of
They don't need it.
witnesses.
Because neither one of the parties called them.
I would like to call them, Your Honor.
Any objection to reopening the proofs?
Your Honor, I will let the court know, part of the reason I changed my mind is because I failed to instruct the officers who were in the hallway that they could not watch the proceedings on YouTube. So it's my understanding they did watch the testimony of Officer Tyson on YouTube, and I apologize for that. Didn't intend to have that happen. I deeply am regretful of that. I did not know what was going on, so I went out in the hallway. Didn't intend to call them because their sequestration had been broken and rests on a rear set of proof for the court.
You know it was on Law Talk with Mike, right?
Still wish to call them?
Yes,
Yes?
yes, I do, Your Honor.
Are they still here?
I believe so. Which one?
Oh,
Which one do you
no.
want?
Oh, no.
Both of them. Right, just bring everybody back.
Oh, shit.
Call
Oh.
Mr. Magoo.
Start with Officer Smith.
All right. Officer Smith, do you want the other officer? Did you want the sergeant? Did you want the sergeant sequestered during this testimony or?
Yes. No, you.
No, you
Yeah.
don't give orders.
You-
You
you-
just don't. You just don't. No. you
Sergeant's
don't.
gonna have to watch this
No,
on Law
it
Talk
doesn't
with Mike.
matter. Yeah, keep smiling. That won't end well. Let's have him so. You may inquire.
Oh, they don't start at all, because they don't want.
It's your witness.
Right. How you doing, Officer Smith? Okay. You'll have to lay a foundation with, since we all know where we're at on the night. Where were you on
I,
the October 11th?
Ask a
2:50 in the morning,
question.
And what brought you to there?
Objection compound.
Okay.
sustained. Ask your question.
What led you to a parking lot in Ypsilanti
When?
on October 11th, 2024, 2:50 in the morning, approximately?
We were dismissed.
Don't recall, okay. w- um, Do you recall the ethnicity of the people that were called? Were they, what, the dispatch, who was the dispatched over the fight? I believe they gave some descriptive words in the police report. And do you recall what the, is that a crime? Highly intoxicated?
Objection, Your Honor. Relevant.
Sustained.
which part of assuming somebody was highly intoxicated warrants your interjection?
Can you ask your question again, just for clarification?
Are you trained on high intox?
I'm not trained on it. We've also been doing this for 4 years plus. I believe that we can object to that as high intox. So that's.
Okay. He was definitely highly intox, huh? You would guarantee. Right.
Objection, Your Honor, that mistakes the testimony evidence.
You can keep trying.
Okay. Um,
The form of your questions are a problem.
okay. Um, at what point did you and I engage? So could you label where my obstruction was?
Your Honor, objection, ask the answer. I think he's been extremely clear about the different ways in which the defendant obstructed the investigation.
What investigation is what I'm trying to get to? We still don't have a corpus delicti, Your Honor.
Oh, I think we do, but that's okay. You think differently.
Oh, no. Oh, no, not that.
I'll sustain the objection. You can try again, rephrase your question.
Is that a normal police duty?
Yes.
Under those situations, is there ever a charge that would complement this?
So man, what?
Complement the assisting the high intox?
Okay, let's try to get this clear. You were there rendering medical assistance, potential medical assistance to the individual that was sitting on the ground,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Part of a police officer's duties, if they see someone that is in distress or in need of medical attention, would be to render aid. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And that's what you were doing that evening.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we can move on.
Okay. What do you think my role was?
Your role in what, can you clarify for me, sir?
So you have one really intoxicated friend and then one that's trying to talk to you. At which point, or which role do you think I would be under when this investigation is going down?
I don't even know what that means. What do you mean role?
Your Honor, the officers showed up on the scene
Yes.
there was no call for them to be there for me or my buddy. Okay, they showed up and they made themselves a part of our taxi ride home, and I got a charge for it.
No. Here's what happened. As I says, I can best determine. They're dispatched regarding a fight. They come across something else. It was somebody that may look like they need medical attention. As this officers testified, that's part of their obligation to render aid when it looks as though it's necessary. They were attempting to try to do so. Your intervention or role began to take place when you failed to follow the instruction of Sergeant Gibbs. That's what I have so far. So now you may go on to your next question.
Do you find any similarities between them?
Objection, Your Honor, relevance.
Good response to that?
Relevance, I'm trying to figure out where these. By relevance, they're all identical reports. It's pretty relevant, they were copied and pasted,
Maybe because they were all there.
and they all said exactly the same thing. Verbatim.
Okay. So this officer didn't write anybody else's reports. He just testified to that.
Okay.
So what's your next question to this officer?
Okay. On your report, do you recall any notaries of the presence of alcohol?
I'll need to look at my report to the first one.
Okay. Did you Do you recall reporting any alcohol?
I'll have to look at the report.
That was. Well, I mean, you agreed that that was part of your investigative duties to assist in my buddy's intoxication.
Well, I defer with that question.
I know, that. Okay,
So rephrase.
let me rephrase. Would you agree that the reason that you and I met was because of alcohol?
Objection. Ask an answer.
Sustained.
What was the
Rephrase.
objection?
You heard the objection.
I didn't hear it, I'm sorry.
It was actually asked and answered, but it should have been relevant.
Yes, it could actually apply to both.
It does.
So
Okay. Ask and answer. Is that what she said?
yes, rather clearly. It's about the fourth or fifth time that she's had to do that. So I
Okay.
would think five. Thank you, Mr. Kennedy.
Um. Did you find any alcohol on the scene? He's not getting the,
I'm kidding. I'm so sorry, Your Honor. It's okay.
Goodbye, Miss Cinda. Enjoy your dinner. Take care.
if you found a knife nearby on the same, describe the same scenario. There was a switchblade knife. What would you do?
Objection.
Relevance.
I'm asking for the
I'll
procedures.
overrule it. Let him go.
Depending on the relevance of the knife to the situation or investigation, we'll dispose of the knife if it comes to not being relevant due to there being a safety hazard. If it was logged as evidence, it would be logged properly at the Waikiki station, the Ipswich police station.
Okay.
Before even touching the knife, I'll put on gloves. Then I'll put it into an evidence bag, label it, tag it, and I'll place it into my patrol vehicle. After that, I'll transfer it to the Ipswich police department, and I'll log it into the evidence locker, and I'll notify my sergeant immediately.
Wow. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. That was an impressive answer.
So, given that you did observe alcohol on the scene, who reported it?
Who reported it? Like reported to Metro Dispatch about the high toxic friend, or what do we do with the?
I'm specifically asking about the reports that were made, but also what happened with the items as well.
The reports of what?
The police reports, Your
What do you mean what happened to them?
Honor. Not what happened to him. What happened to the mention of alcohol in the police reports? Because there was none.
Okay.
Reframing my
Saying
question.
anything to it, or just in general?
Yeah, just in general for right now. I'm just trying to figure out if there's it's like a rule or like a law that you might say with that would like get somebody kind of arrested me.
At that
How
time.
much time do they have for that?
It was directed by our sergeant.
Okay.
I think 3 times at least. So go ahead.
Did I physically prevent you from doing your duties?
Me personally, no.
You could tell me a safe distance that I would have been that day that would have satisfied you and your sergeant. I understand it was his command, but what is your opinion that would have been a safe
This
distance?
is irrelevant.
Opinion is relevant? That was it?
Did you not hear me?
I didn't.
Okay. It's irrelevant. It wasn't his command. He has answered it twice as to who you need to ask to find that out.
And coming from the first car to the second, the patrol car, okay? There was there any resistance by me? Just yes or no?
No, you can answer the question.
So at what point did I go from detained to arrested?
After something gave us the directive that you were being arrested for assault on a peace officer.
Wait. So on the first car, walked over to the second car. Anybody?
Could you what? What's the question?
Clarify if the officer seen me strike or assault.
He's already answered that.
Um,
Well, assault's gonna be another issue. But in terms of striking someone, he's already answered that.
Okay.
And I've also seen an objection from you asking it again to him. And here you go again.
when he said walk away.
No, you don't get to, excuse me, officer. You don't get to interrupt him in terms of his response. You ask the question, you let the witness answer.
Trying to get clear.
Go ahead.
Who ordered the HVA ambulance for?
Objection, relevance.
Stan, what's the relevance of that?
Um, good question.
I know.
All right.
Well, if you don't have an answer, objection sustained.
If you got some video, sir, I need the order in the car, HVA.
Thank you. Thank you. Speaking my language now. All right. Did I make you feel threatened in any way?
Did you make me feel threatened in any way? No, sir.
No. I didn't give you an aggressive vibe or anything?
You gave me the aggressive vibe when you tensed up, but initially,
Do you know under what law that would be?
I cannot say that off the top of my head, I'm sorry.
Okay.
It is definitely a lawful command, you're interfering, I ask all the time.
You know if it says like a certain distance,
If what says a certain distance?
the regulation on the lawful command,
What regulation are you talking about?
my safe distance from my public's
Okay,
private space.
Mr. Magoo, that's gonna depend upon context.
Right.
It depends on what they're investigating. So what are you asking?
At what distance would have been safe?
You could walk to the sidewalk, you just stay there, that's it, that's all I want, you didn't have to leave.
Man, that would have been so easy. That would have been so easy, right?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Still trying to figure out this time though. I was first, right? There was no investigation. So at what point does investigating somebody else's drunkenness determine my arrest? Would you call it a civil act of checking on his welfare?
Oh,
Yes?
go ahead. You go ahead and answer.
Okay. So still no crime.
No.
You were just helping out. Right. You said I was disorderly.
Yes.
So in the process, I was, because it's under 40 seconds, right?
Okay.
So within 40 seconds, I didn't listen to your walk away command when you're trying to investigate someone else's intoxicity and welfare. God bless you.
Objection is the form of the question.
It's a form of a question. Information about
A fight, let's fight.
a fight, okay.
Once we saw there was no fight.
Right, and it wasn't that,
I confronted.
right, drunk guy,
Yes.
right,
The guy intoxicated.
let's take care of him.
Exactly.
Okay, so you're trying to take care of him. And what did you think I was doing?
Objection as a speculation.
Over,
Did I?
let's hear.
What I think you were doing,
Yeah,
hindering, being obnoxious. to what-
okay. If,
Wow.
if you never showed up, what do you think would have happened?
Objection speculation.
Sustained.
I just have a picture, Your Honor.
Of what?
Just the night in question, just a picture.
I
of-
would really like to see any exhibits
Just-
before you show them to the court.
There you go. Just me.
Do you have a copy for me?
You can have that one. Can I show them real quick? I just-
What,
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
what's it a picture of? And for what purpose am I seeing this picture?
Identification
Of who?
of me, what was going on before. These-
A picture's gonna tell me all that? I got a picture and a picture.
Well, there's no other copy, Your Honor, so.
No, that's
I
fine.
would have sent it to you digitally, I got. I mean, can I do it? No. Come on,
So what do you
man
want?
here.
Are you gonna introduce that picture as evidence of something or try to?
Oh, I just, yeah, I'm gonna try to.
You're gonna try to. All right, let's have it marked. Defendant's Exhibit A.
Before, you guys arrived on the
Confused look.
scene. What was that?
What are you talking? Who's confused? Look.
Oh, no, but it was, I
Oh,
was,
trust me. I think
Everyone.
the sergeant knows more about identification of an object in court than you ever possibly will. So
Right.
I don't think he was confused at all,
oh, okay,
but appreciate your concern. Can we get that marked so we can get this done? Thank you. I'm sorry, Ann, I didn't mean to rush you, but sooner or later we gotta go home.
yeah.
Okay. Witness has been marked as defendant's Exhibit A. Do you have a question, Harry?
Do you recognize those two gentlemen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you could give your opinion of the two,
Objection foundation.
sorry,
Sustained.
to what we're wearing, look familiar? That was the same night, would you agree?
Objection foundation.
Sustained.
Foundation.
This is horrible.
I'm still trying to get to a crime that I committed, and this is before you showed up. This is, I was waiting on a ride, right?
Hold on a second. So the photo that you're showing is an.
It's just throwing out.
No, quit interrupting me. The photo, Defense Exhibit A, is a picture of events you know are prior to the sergeant getting there.
Right.
Then how's he gonna answer any questions about
Like I said, it was for identifications at
it?
first.
Of what?
Of the condition.
You've
of
already been
which-
identified.
The condition of us. I was the one, and I was. Yeah, but like I said, I know what happened, That
Okay,
night.
that's fine.
but I'm trying to prove it, and yeah, well, you
Prove,
just,
what are you trying to prove?
that, there was no crime.
That picture doesn't do it. I'm not-
That was the night
I'm not going
before.
to accept the picture. You
Ypsilanti-
can't lay a foundation for that photo.
You're right. That was,
I know that.
that was for identification, like I said, so we can just get rid of it.
So Defense Exhibit A is not admitted. All right, go on to the next thing, please.
Okay.
Yeah, he gives that back to me. Thank you, Adam.
Thank you.
Oh my God, that's painful.
Do you recall the presence of alcohol on the scene?
Yes, sir.
Do you recall reporting That there was alcohol.
Consisting of, during the pat down, the refusal to acknowledge or respond to the officer's questions can constitute obstruction. So he is bound over on those 3 charges. Do you understand that, Mr. Magoo?
Still argue probable cause, but I'll let the paperwork from this point forward talk. Your Honor.
Pardon? What do you say?
No questions over there.
All right.
Well, there you have it. Thank you, Andrea. She went back. Yes, it was a remix of my prior stream, which was a lot of fun. I was sitting there watching the whole time and laughing. I actually enjoyed it, even though it was my stream. But it's odd. This reminds me of when we do year in review things, which is rare. I've done it a few times, but it's like I want to live stream it, but I can't because it's because I'm already talking. So I just have to clear out. But it was a lot of fun. It's a lot faster. I can see most of you were there for that stream. If not, there's a link to the complete stream in the description below. No spoilers. No spoilers. I'm not going to tell you if Magoo wins or not. I'm just going to leave that up to you. Although I would love to follow that case, but he got set in front of Judge Slay, I believe, and I don't think they stream. So there you have it. There you have it. Thanks again, Andrea, also Food Fairy, for hooking me up with the stream. I was not going to stream, but then I got that handed to me. I thought, well, why not? Let's do it. It's also kind of a fun, quicker version of that stream. So now I got the best of both worlds. I got a complete stream and a Judge Simpson Funny Faces stream. Both fantastic. Top notch, I tell you. All right. Thanks for coming out. I'll see you soon. Thank you.